Boom. Alright, guys, so we are going to keep this. This is going to be a wonder. Okay, this is going to be done one take. And actually, if you want to follow me for just a brief second, we're actually going to have this timed so we don't go into infinity and beyond, if you will. But so, as you guys know, actually, hold on a second. I need to keep the camera on my fucking face. So, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. So today, what the hell is today's day? Oh, the 11th. I watched both films. I just got done watching both films back to back. First off, look at the way that the posters just like merge together, just like flawlessly. It is just like, oh my god. I don't know. Can I get my fucking head in there? Hold on a second. Can I get my head in there? I was trying to do the thumbnail early, but anyways. So, right off the bat, this might surprise some people, but right off the bat, let me set you down. I'm gonna go ahead and say that. Well, first, it's remarkable how Infinity War is so much more faster paced. It's so much. These movies were colors like it's just so warm and what was I gonna say? It's so warm. I feel like if it were colors, there'd be so many. It's so warm. It's so fiery. You know. It's so operatic. You know. It's just such a adrenaline rush. The first film, the Infinity War, compared to Endgame, which is just so. Endgame is so tranquil. Why can't I say that word? It's so calm, calm inducing. Like I would just imagine that like Endgame, which it kind of literally is, but like there's just so many hues of blue, and blacks and grays. Like it's so somber and so much slower paced. Can't fucking talk today. Been sitting all day watching these goddamn movies. Oh my god. Hold on a second. Let me. Oh, there we go. Let me. Crack. Okay. I'm back. So, yeah, Endgame is so much more glacial, so much slower in this pace and movement that I gotta say, I feel like fucking Infinity War is the better film. I think that Infinity War is the better film, for sure. It's so much more action-packed. It's so much more, I think, satisfying to me personally, Infinity War, even though it's it's actually like a surprisingly dark, film, Infinity War. I mean, like, I don't know, like, Endgame is, like, almost overstuffed with sadness and, the sense of grim, but at the same time, though, Endgame, I gave both films a 10 out of 10. It's not going to change, but I must say, if you put a gun to my head, I mean, Endgame, it does feel a touch bloated, whereas like Infinity War feels like almost freakishly perfect. It's like this volcanic eruption that everybody have been waiting for like a fucking decade. There's just something. There's just nothing you can fucking compare to it. Like Infinity War was just something crazy, something I've never experienced before. But Endgame has like all timers, like moments. Like it has like these all timer moments and scenes and sequences, and there's a satisfying conclusion. Endgame. But I do think that Infinity War is a better film. But now I'm just gonna go all over the fucking place, just geeking out. Because seriously, I just can't get over this. I just can't get over that. Just look at that. God, they did it. Guys, they fucking did it. I can literally hear the string music playing from these fucking films. You know, the main theme that. I'm not gonna fucking sing it, but you know what I'm trying to say. Like, oh my god, I can't believe they done it. Now, I will say, like, again, these there's gonna be nitpicks, there's gonna be positives, but I'm just being open, okay? I've been sitting for so fucking long. Holy shit, that was a long experience. I'm just geeking out. I just wanted to geek out about these two films, okay? Because I love them so deeply, and the comic material. So, I do wish that, like, they were bigger, you know? Of course, it would have been nice to see Silver Surfer, like, fly by, or, like, you know, see the Wolverine snarling in the background. But honestly, you know, considering, you know, Iron Man all the way to Endgame, I feel like these films did borderline a perfect job, you know, concluding and putting the lid on most of the story sequences from Iron Man to Endgame. You know what I mean? Like, it really is. Infinity War and Endgame are a great ending to all these films, which obviously I've seen all the films, but it's just so weird. It's just like this whole family, this whole archive of films. It's just like it's its own thing, kind of like how the Christopher Nolan films are like their own sealed off thing, their own sealed off canisters, distinctive voices, if you will. I mean, they're just their own thing. And this whole like saga, Infinity Saga, is its own thing, and it's just it's like weirdly perfect, despite there just being a fuck ton of flaws all over the place. You know. Man, I it's weirdly, I'm just so proud. Weirdly, I almost don't want to talk about it. Which doesn't make any sense, but like, I think it's because Endgame is just so goddamn exhausting. You know, like when you get to the end of Infinity War, you feel like you just like you remember those like pixie stick dust candy shit. It's like this powder candy that you eat, right? That candy, you right? Well, when you watch Infinity War, finishing that shit, it's like finishing 5 of those big ass jumbo sticks of powdered candy, and you're just like, blah! You know, you're just volcanic, erupting with nerdgasms. You know what I'm saying? But when Endgame ends, you know, you're in such a quiet, like, meditative mood. And, like, you really don't want to talk that much. You just want to, like, maybe rewind some scenes, or, like, have a deep, passionate discussion with some buddies or whatever the fuck. But, man, another thing that stands out is that, like, oh my god. You know what? For now on, when I feel like revisiting these two films in particular, I should fucking like watch them back to back only. Like today was the first time that I've watched these two films back to back, and let me tell you, it is really kind of the ultimate experience. You know, you're fucking watching this bitch for like 5 or 6 hours straight, but god damn, it just. God, I just can't believe they done it. I just can't believe it. Like, I remember when it was first announced that, like, Endgame was going to be 3 hours long, and I remember, like, wanting to, like, just, like, run outside and just praise Jesus randomly. I was so happy. It was just so overwhelming. I remember when I first heard that there was a leaked report about the, you know, the first ever footage of Infinity War was screened to people, and there were reports of people talking about how Thanos threw a moon at our main characters, and like it really is. First off, just think about that sentence, okay? Just think about that sentence, okay? Thanos breaking, exploding a moon and having the debris hurl itself onto the fucking planet, raining down on our main characters. You know, like that's just like the most insane. Like if you just like, oh my god, I just can't imagine being brought on board and be like, oh, what are we gonna work on today? Oh, we're just gonna work on fucking Thanos, just looking up at the sky, taking a moon and just throwing it at Iron Man. You know, I mean, just like, I don't know. I mean, I've actually met a couple. Well, I met a few people, mostly at work, at terrible jobs. But I've met a few people at this one horrible job that I worked at months. It just a while back. But anyways, I met these people, like 5 people, who just they were not movie people, and they were not MCU people. They were not superhero type people. They didn't care for superheroes. They didn't read comic books, whatever. And when I was telling them about how excited I was for saying Infinity War, I'll never forget. They were just like, whatever makes you happy. And it's just like, what? Like, I just come on. Come on. How could you? I can understand, like, I mean, if you're not as jacked up on Mountain Dew as I am over these films, fair enough. But how could you hate? How could you hate these films? That just don't make no goddamn sense. When Martin Scorsese was like, "This is not cinema," he was incorrect. Not 100% incorrect, but mostly incorrect. Like, what the fuck? This is some new cinema. This shit's so new that it really isn't cinema. It's like something else entirely. Like, it's like when David Blaine is doing magic. Everything he does, I consider to be magic. But in a lot of ways, a lot of shit that David Blaine is doing really ain't magic. It's like transcending the medium, if you're getting me. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's something else entirely. It's literally as if the Russos and the rest of anyone else who was involved, it's almost as if they took the actual comic books and brought them to life for a moment, literally. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's times where, like, Thanos, like that one time where Thanos in Infinity War, when he wakes up on Vormir, you know, and you know he's waking up in those celestial waters, and he sits up, and like the cosmos is above him, and that really cool eclipse with like the red light, violet, pinkish lights, whatever the fuck is in the background, and like he sits up in the water and he sees the glowing soul stone in his hand. Like, oh my god. I just or that one, or just like Spider-Man in Infinity War. He's got that iron Spider-Man suit on, and like he's in outer space for the first time. He's hanging on to the side of that donut ship that's like wheeling into the cosmos. Like, there's just images. There's just images in these 2 films that are extraordinary. It's just extraordinary. Just the best cinematic superhero storytelling that we've received so far. That's it. Okay? Outstanding. Both films, 10 out of 10, outstanding. I've talked about these films ad nauseum, but literally yesterday, my cousin was like, "Oh, you know, when I'm off next, I gotta watch Infinity War and Endgame back to back." And I was like, "What? I've never watched Infinity War." in Endgame back to back. So I was like, I gotta try that. I gotta try that, and I just did. And holy fuck, that took a long time. Holy shit, that took a long time. Oh god, what else is coming to mind? Cause I've seen these movies so many times. I've seen them back to back. Really made a very different experience. Like literally watching Infinity War was like jumping into like a really 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 warm bath, and like Endgame was just like this really sobering cold shower. It's just the perfect yin and yang, just a perfect embodiment of that, cinematically speaking. There was this one Lord of the Rings moment in Infinity War where, what was it? Actually, I'm gonna see if I can pull it up really quick. I can't like play any audio or any moving footage, or preferably not, because YouTube has increasingly gotten worse. But anyways, let me see if I can find this one, Lord of the Rings. But honestly, even outside this moment I'm about to show you, that's Lord of the Rings esque. It's Well, the Lord of the Rings aside, this has got to be the biggest, just the biggest that cinema's ever gone in terms of like science fiction and fantasy, and it really is a combination of science fiction and fantasy. That really struck me watching Infinity War this time, for example, like when Thor's in outer space and he's like he's trying to turn that wheel that can birth a star, like that felt like science fictiony, when he's holding on to the wire, and Rocket Raccoon's like in his ship and he's like trying to pull, it is definitely a blending of science fiction and fantasy in a really fascinating way, for sure. Um, these movies are just so fucking insane. Oh my goodness. Where's this fucking scene at? It's this scene with this hold on. I'll get to it in a second, but it's a scene with this son of a bitch when he gets his hand severed. Yeah, this part right here. Hold on. Fuck it. Hold on, this part right here. Yeah, where he gets dropped off at this planet right here. Like, this feels like New Zealand. This feels like Lord of the Rings, this whole section right here. There's so many there's just so many gem moments right here. Just, from both movies, Endgame and Infinity War. But another thing is that, like, oh, by the way, this is the only way that I can watch these two films. this is the correct aspect ratio where the whole screen is covered. You know what I mean? Like when you watch the movie like this, I'm telling you, it's just a more richer experience. Just like if you were able to watch Infinity War and Endgame in theaters, like, you gotta watch it in IMAX. You gotta watch it with the whole IMAX screen covered, like a real IMAX. Because it heightens and it enhances the viewing experience. And I I just can't get over I do wish that the power scales were a little bit more grandiose. A lot of times, like, it kind of just feels like I'm watching super powered UFC fighting, you know, um, which can be at a very, 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 very minute level, it can be a bit disappointing. I must say, it's a nitpick. All right, it's a nitpick. Remember, I gave both films a 10 out of 10, so don't flip out. But I've had this issue in general in the MCU. It's kind of like why I love Man of Steel so much. Because the power scales are so absurd, and some people don't like that, but I do, because if fucking Superman was real, that's what the fuck would happen, okay? If Zod was real, okay, a nigga really would be hit once and blown through like 16 different buildings, you know what I'm saying? You know, like, Thanos choke slamming Spider-Man is cool, but in hindsight, it's like, what the fuck? what the fuck? This is Thanos. Like Thanos should be choke slamming Spider-Man through 16 miles of dirt. Okay, like he should be like throwing Spider-Man like 2,000 miles away just to do it, because he's got the fucking Power Stone just to do it. You know what I mean? So things like that, kind of irk me. But at the end of the day, like, what the fuck? Again, they are not doing what exists in my dreams. They are concluding, the path that started by Jon Favreau in 2008 and the first Iron Man, all the way right up before Infinity War. Like, Infinity War and Endgame are concluding that story, that specific collection of stories. And in that sense, really, they just done a perfect job. But really, just in general, they just done a perfect job. Because the fact that they made me go, that's a 10 out of 10, and I want to see it again. I mean, come on. The Russos, Marvel Studios have outdid themselves. What's something else that comes to mind? Gamora's her death in Infinity War is way too dramatic in hindsight and takes way too long. I want to fast forward through Gamora's whole death sequence so badly, and I think I will going forward. So interesting. In hindsight, discovery. What else? Of course, there's definitely flaws in the CGI in both films. They're very fleeting and usually pretty minute, but still, there's definitely like a list of flaws. Like sometimes there's one time where in Infinity War where Gamora and Thanos are together. And Thanos is like, I brought you something to eat. And he hands her like some kind of cup or something. And she throws it away. There's parts during that whole sequence where they're talking to each other where like the CGI on Thanos looks a bit smudgy. Not as pristine as usual. Yeah, there's definitely flaws in the CGI in both films. But, oh my God. I mean, for the fucking most part, for fucking like 95, 97% of the time, the CGI is just fucking impressive and convincing, I mean, there's definitely times where like, Thanos, his minions, there's like a female humanoid minion, forgot her name, sorry, forgot her name, but there's I guess I could bring up her face though, just in case anyone's confused. But like she's like completely CGI, and I don't think she needed to be, and it's like, why'd you make her completely CGI? There's things to nitpick, but for the most part, these two films are honestly just an outstanding. Just an outstanding achievement. Holy shit. You know how hard it would be to make these fucking films? I mean, this character right here. This character. So this character is like completely CGI, and it's like, why? But on one level, that this is probably like super comic accurate. I never honed in on this character, so, but anyways, like prior to the movies, I mean, but anyway, I don't know. But you see what I mean. I find myself having gripes with CGI, but for the most part, it's pretty fucking fantastic. In Endgame, where it's like present day, but like 2014, Thanos like shows up in his ship, like firing down hellfire with all these like missiles and like blowing up the Avengers headquarters. Like there's just so many goddamn sequences. There's just so many goddamn sequences that just freak me the fuck out, man. These are images. These are impossible images. There are so many moments in these two films and throughout Endgame all the way back to Iron Man. But anyways, but in Infinity War and Endgame, there are moments that are just like, they're impossible. These are impossible images. These are images that, like, when I was younger, I would have wept to have seen come to life. Like, these are moments that, like, I used to make up in my mind while I used to play with action figures and toys. Like it. I remember being a kid and reading Infinity Gauntlet and Kingdom Come and Crisis on Infinite Earths and reading these comics and being like, fucking sucks that, we're never going to see this type of shit on screen. And it's like, I'm being proven, my younger self is being proven wrong. The impossible is coming to life. Dog. Jesus. I just, wow. It's going to be so difficult to try to outdo. It's going to be very, very difficult for the MCU to get bigger than what they've done with Infinity War and Endgame. And what they've done with Infinity War and Endgame was so expansive and so satisfying and so conclusive that, honestly, I've been having issues getting fully on board with Phase 4. Because Phase 4 kind of just feels like, we're going to hunker down, we're going to get a little bit smaller, we're going to focus deeper on some of these minor characters, and it's just like, I don't know that I particularly care for that, I feel like we should keep on going with getting bigger and bigger and more psychotically bigger, you know what I'm saying? Like, if it were up to me, like, I'd be trying to see if we could get to fucking, fuck, I don't know. Because to get to Secret Wars, cinematically speaking, like, maybe Joe Russo was right. Like, maybe this bitch really would have to be like a 6-hour movie broken up into however many set parts. But, God. Man. Blown away. I think my favorite scene in Infinity War is definitely when Wanda and Vision are talking, and Vision saying, like, it's okay, you can never hurt me, and she's like breaking the stone as like Thanos is walking in the forest behind her, like that. Like, oh my God, the music, her acting, her chin and shit quivering, like it gives me goosebumps when fucking Thanos shows up, like a fucking supernatural event. Like Thanos just shows up like Lucifer himself. You know what I'm saying? He shows up and he just effortlessly just like throws everyone away. He fucking sleeps Captain America. Fucking rewinds time and fucking pulls a stone out of Vision's head. God. Woo, baby. Woo, baby. That's my favorite, definitely my favorite scene in Infinity War. And I think in Endgame, I think my favorite scene in Endgame has got to be where Hulk is like 1, 2, 3, 4. I think he counted to 5 or 3. I can't remember, but he counts down shit. But the Hulk, he counts down. He hits the power switch. Nothing happens. Bucky walks over, and then Anthony Mackie walks over because all of a sudden, this like ancient looking version of Chris Evans is just suddenly sitting in the distance, and like I think that whole sequence is. I think that's my. Yeah, I think that's my favorite scene in Endgame. Um, in my mind, the very end with Cap and Peggy dancing is thrown in there as well. But yeah, that's basically my favorite scene in Endgame. There's just something about um, Sam walking over there, and eventually we get to see this old ass Cap just pull out the Captain America shield. My heart, dog. Also, the probably my second favorite scene, or maybe one day it could become my favorite scene. You never know. But either way, it's just so much movie. It's just so much movie. These two, just so much movie. My God, my God. In Infinity War, when they were trying to pull off the glove on that one planet, where gravity's all fucked up, where the Doctor Strange. Oh my God, Thanos versus Doctor Strange. Oh my God. Oh my God. Jeez. Thanos versus Doctor Strange. I almost peed my pants the first time I saw that. Thanos and Doctor Strange. They should have had a rematch that was longer than the original fight in Infinity War. That should have happened in Endgame. That was a huge missed opportunity, Mister. All right. Anyway, is there anything else I wanted to say? This video is about like 31 minutes long already. Good Lord. Is there anything else I particularly wanted to say? First off, I would highly recommend watching both films back to back. It's much more rewarding, and you're just that much more impressed by the extraordinary amount of work that went into creating Infinity War and Endgame. I know Joe Russo said it took like 6,000 people to make one film, and then to make the last film Endgame, I believe. Or either way, it takes, I think he just said it takes 6,000 people to make one of these films. That's all I should have said. And that's insane. That is just mind blowing, oh my God. Thanos got decapitated, and I love that Endgame really makes you sit with the fact that no matter what happens going forward, they lost, and they lost hard, and they remained defeated for like 5 straight years. That's like, wow. The fact that like the directors put them through that torture, I was just like, some real fucking. These are some real storytellers. Granted, there's definitely some occasional flaws, like Brie Larson's entire existence in Infinity War and Endgame is just weird in hindsight. Jeremy Renner just killing Asian people in that one segment. It's just kind of bizarre in hindsight because there's not a lot of context. But there's definitely flaws if you're looking for them. But for the most part, there's more so just overwhelming positives. These two films are the type of shit that's gonna make like the next Christopher Nolan, the next Denis Villeneuve's, in my mind. It's like some new form of cinema, just like movies told in VR are gonna be some new form of cinema. Sorry, Martin. Is there anything in Endgame I'm missing. I do wish that the time travel aspect was a little bit more confusing and a little bit more complicated. Like the time travel aspect is so simplistically conveyed that like I was just like, really? You know, for all this hoopla for time travel, like time travel went by pretty squeaky clean for the most part, and like almost absurdly coherently. But again, these are nitpicks, you know, nitpicks. Um, man, God, like, I don't know. I don't know if there's anything particularly more that I wanted to add at this point. I'm just in awe, you know. You know, when Gwyneth Paltrow, or Pepper Potts, I should say, when she was like, you know, you can rest now, and RDJ just dies, you know, I just, man, it's like, God damn it, Martin Scorsese. Someone needs to take his ass and strap his ass in a IMAX seat, because there's just something about that part that just, it just, if you're not moved by that, I just don't know if you're human. You know what I'm saying? Um, Man, when Iron Man died, it was one of those deep pains, you know, like when you're crying so hard that it feels like there's nerve endings shredding in your bottom lip. You know what I mean? I I love these fucking films. You know, I love them like I love Toy Story. You know. Mm-mm-mm. Damn, heartwarming shit, wholesome, wholesome. Spider-Man was holding on to like the back of a Pegasus. Shit, we are not worthy. Okay, it's gonna take a long time before we get to another Infinity War or Endgame equivalent style film. It's probably gonna take another. Well, James Cameron might. Anyway, that's my thoughts. Okay. Um, I'm bound to blabber about Infinity War and Endgame some more in the coming years, but I just wanted to geek out about it because watching them back to back. I mean, come on, who could pass up that opportunity? You know. But have you watched both films back to back? Let me know. What was that like for you? Because for me, oh God, it was a lot. Luckily, I didn't have to shit or anything like that, but you know, it was a lovely time. Um, it was a beautiful time. Why can't I find it, guys? Oh, here it is. That's what I was looking for. Perfect. Yeah.